Just spooked a little. The reporter immediately looks sympathetic, as if she regrets having asked, and sits back down. Of course! You should feel bad. I was just attacked, and I'm still here. Sit down. Hello, everyone. Especially, hello, Mr. President. Look at that. That's a face you can trust. Nice, kind blue eyes. Some kind of graying hair there on the top. Muscles for days. Everything I look for in politics. Today we are playing Charles 2.0. This game was suggested to me by its creator, or I guess one of its creators. I know very little about it, aside from the fact that it has to do with presidential backup going wrong. So, let's play. Oh, and we got like the cool Spy-esque music? Okay, I'm digging this. I feel this all the way. Also, hello. I take it Secret Service. You look like you can fly a plane, mostly because of the aviators. You look competent. I don't know in what, but you look competent. Also, this is a game that I'm playing partially for pride, so if that tells you a little bit of what you might have to encounter. Can you hear me? I blink, and my senses are assaulted by a bright light. I squeeze my eyes shut again. Sir, can you hear me? I open my eyes again, partway, letting them adjust. Slowly, the room comes into focus. It seemed to be in a bed, in a hospital. A woman, standing at the side of the bed, clears her throat. Suited woman. Oh, I was right. You are competent. You're like a medical professional. Mr. President, how are you President? She looks at me, suddenly concerned, and I realize I have no idea who she is, or where I am, or who I am. Although I'm guessing I'm the president of thing. We don't have time for games, sir. I don't know who you are, or where I am. She sighs. They warned us this could happen. Mystery. She shuts the door to the room and whispers something into the cuff on her suit before returning to my bedside. I'm Special Agent Dana. You're a clone of the President of the United States, Charles Denton. You're the result of an experimental program to provide a backup, if you will, should the President become temporarily incapacitated. Okay, what happens when he's no longer incapacitated? What happens to me? There was an attack on the President's motorcade. You were activated. You're due to address the press in... She looks at her watch. 5 minutes. Okay, that's a lot to be born and then instantly be the president and have to address people. You were supposed to have his memories, as of the last time he was sequenced. That you don't is rather inconvenient. We can't cancel or postpone the press conference any longer. I'll just have to help you prepare for it quickly. Ask me what you think you'll need to know. Needless to say, the cloning program is highly experimental and secretive, so you must not arouse suspicion when you address the press. That includes deflecting concerns about your mental state after the attack. There are already those who question your ability to serve before today. Ask about the president, myself. Ask about my administration. Ask about the attack. Ask about the cloning program. Ask about other subjects. I'm going to ask about the attack. That's probably what they'll... I only have 10 questions? Okay. I'll ask about the attack. That's probably what the press will most likely be focusing on. We're not sure yet. Early reports indicate a likely link to East Asian terrorist groups. Ooh. Which is unsurprising given current tensions between the United States and that region. I should reiterate that those reports are extremely preliminary, so you should not fuel undue suspicion at this time. Okay, don't link it to East Asia. Got it. 4.5 minutes left. What else do you want to know? Ask about myself. Tell me about myself. Tell me about my family. Your mother died when you were little. Your father raised you on his own. You're an only child. Okay, I have no siblings and only my dad. Your husband is Mr. Lorenzo Denton. Some religious groups still make a big deal about it, but the general public doesn't seem to. The two of you have no children. Lorenzo has been waiting to adopt, but you've always been more reluctant. All right, so I'm not at the place to have children yet. But I do have a husband. His name is Lorenzo. That's easy because I knew a person with a dog named Lorenzo. 4 minutes left. What else do you want to know? Other subjects, real quick, just so I know. Special Agent Dana, is that your last name? I'm Special Agent Dana. That's all you need to know. We're wasting valuable time. 3.5 minutes left. What else do you want to know? Sorry, God. Ask about myself. Tell me about myself. You were born on August 12th. You're 42 years old and you were born in Minnesota, but moved to Colorado for work. Perfect! I'm already from Colorado. I can remember that. You were a doctor, surgeon, still living in Colorado before being elected president. Perfect. Okay. I already know stuff about Colorado and Colorado politics. Your election was a surprise at the time, as someone who had never served in politics before. Analysts say that's why you're appealing in addition to your background. Okay. 3 minutes left. What else do you want to know? All right. When I asked about myself, yeah, I was given new options. Do we have any pets? Tell me about my husband first. What do people think of me? Tell me about my husband, then what do people think of me? I don't see how that's relevant to this press conference. It could be. He sighs. Mr. Lorenzo Denton is 38 years old. His birthday is May 2nd. The two of you have been married for 12 years. You two met while you were in medical school when he broke his leg skiing. 2.5 minutes left. What else do you want to know? What do people think of me? You were elected because, in your words, I don't bullshit. You've always been a straight talker and don't mince words or dance around your point. However, the same quality does not serve you well in politics. So in general, the public likes you, but your inability to get things done with Congress has been causing that opinion shift. 2 minutes left. What do you want to know? What does I don't bullshit mean in terms of speech? You don't speak like a normal politician. Your points are straightforward. You have a tendency to overshare information. Oh, okay, that's good. Also sane. The press usually understands when you have to omit information for national security, but in this case, after a direct attack on you, I imagine they'll be more cautious. You don't want to give the impression that your ability to govern will be compromised by the attack. But hasn't it? He ignores the question. I mean, technically, I wouldn't be here if it didn't. Do I have any pets? This line of questioning is not useful, but yes, you have a German Shepherd. Her name is Molly. 1 minute left. How is the president? He's in critical condition and is currently undergoing surgery. I do not have more details at this time. I'm also not sure this line of questioning is useful. 30 seconds. One last question. Where are we? Where did the attack occur? We're currently in Washington, D.C. The attack occurred as you were on your way back from Arlington, Virginia. Okay. I think I have enough to work with here. You didn't ask, but today is November 11th, Veterans Day. Of course it is. And now we must be going. She hands me what seems to be a wallet and a plain gold wedding ring. Got it. Perfect. Here are President Denton's personal effects. You may study them, but do so as we walk. She exits the room, striding briskly at an elevator that seems to be waiting for us. Remember, primarily, do not arouse suspicion. Secondarily, do not cause undue suspicion around the attackers or their motives. We get into the elevator and she fiddles with the controls. I slip the ring onto my finger and open the wallet. There's some credit cards, a photo in various slots, and what looks like a fair bit of cash. No phone. There's no photo ID in here. Look at the first photo, look at the second photo, look at the credit cards. Look at the first photo. I imagine it's going to be Lorenzo. I pull up the first photo. It features two men bundled in ski gear, holding each other, their poles with the other arms around each other. Is this me? Agent Dana looks over at the photo. That's you and Lorenzo at the ski resort where he broke his leg. It was the first time you went skiing. Look at the second photo. I pull out the second photo. It features a dog. I take it that's Molly. Yes, okay. The photo was taken earlier this year. I don't know the exact date. Before I know it, the elevator has arrived. Wait, that's it? A couple Secret Service agents seem to be waiting for us and nod at Agent Dana. This way, Mr. Hawkins is waiting. He's your most trusted assistant. All right, keep my eye on Hawkins then. Hello, Mr. Hawkins. I follow her around a corner and almost run into a man standing there who seems to be fiddling with the buttons on his suit. Charles. He starts toward me, then seems to be catching himself and stands stiffly in front of us. Sir, you're okay. Do I have a thing going on with my Secret Service agent? Or advisor? Or whatever? Assistant? I forget what he was just called. Mr. Hawkins? Dana nods at him. Mr. Hawkins. Just Jonas is fine, Dana. Special Agent Dana. All right, you're a little bit more tight. You're a little looser. They're ready for you, sir. It's time, Mr. President. Don't screw this up. He doesn't seem very confident. I follow Jonas down a hallway to another elevator. He can't seem to stop staring at me. Are you okay? Mr. Hawkins, what is wrong? Don't say anything. I'm not going to call him Mr. Hawkins. I'm getting the sense that we have some sort of other relationship here. So I feel like calling him Mr. Hawkins would arouse some kind of suspicion. Checking up on him might be smart. We're walking. I'm not going to be in silence. Are you okay? Oh, yeah, sorry, sir. I guess we're in public right now. I guess I'm just amazed that you're okay. Amazed and thankful. We were all worried about you when we saw the news. I guess those armored limos are something else. The elevator arrives and we pile into it, along with the Secret Service agent. Oh, he pulls the comb out of his pocket. Your hair is a little, if he combs my hair, I know that we have a different kind of relationship. Give me a second. He combs my hair, giving it a final stroke with the comb as the elevator arrives at yet another hallway. Jonas leads me down it into a press briefing room. Good luck, sir. I'm nudged towards the podium and stand behind it, staring at a sea of reporters. They stare back at me, digital pads at the ready. The room is eerily silent. Okay, I think I remember everything. My fellow Americans, people of the United States, ladies and gentlemen, hello everybody. Hi. My fellow American, usually how it is. Today, on what should have been a day of remembrance for those we lost, our country was ruthlessly attacked by a foreign power. Nope, we can't do that one. There was an attempt on my life by a foreign power. There was an attempt on my life. Some bad things happened. People tried to hurt. There was an attempt on my life. As you can see, I'm fine, completely fine and everywhere. As you can see, I managed to escape without injury. Fortunately, that attempt failed. I feel like the whole no BS thing makes me a little bit more lackadaisy. This sounds like I'm hiding something. This sounds a little too tight. I managed to escape without injury. I think other people were injured, though. This is because I think other people were injured, though. That's giving more information than needed. However, I don't know how many people were hurt at this time, but rest assured that those responsible will be found. I'm confident that the FBI will be able to tell us more in the coming days. Perfect. Thank you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you. The room erupts into a chorus of Mr. President, and I look through the crowd at the sea of raised hands. I point at one of them. Oh, damn it! Sir, who was with you in the limousine at the time? Why, so you can accuse them with questions? So you can accost them with questions? I was alone. Why, so you can accost them with questions? The reporter seems taken aback, stammering for a bit before taking her seat. There we go. No BS. No BS. Yep, I'm not giving you that information. Sir, what can you tell us about the bombing? Was it an attempt from a foreign power? That's not what it says. I don't have that information at this time. Murmurs seem to spread through the crowd, and the press looks at me with what seems to be suspicion. I can withhold a couple of things for national security. That's not suspicious. With all due respect, sir, are you sure you're okay? You seem a little out of sorts. I was just attacked. Yes, I'm fine. I'm just shaken up. There are a few nods around the room. I'm fine, just a little spooked by the attack. Just spooked a little. The reporter immediately looks sympathetic, as if she regrets having asked and sits back down. Of course. You should feel bad. I was just attacked, and I'm still here. Sit down. Mr. President, have any suspects been identified? Yes, they're being questioned at this time. Yes, but they'll soon feel the wrath of the United States. Not at this time. I haven't been told. I haven't been told. You haven't been told about progress on an investigation into an attack targeting you? That's correct. The reporter looks a little incredulous, but takes her seat. You asked. I came here almost immediately after the doctor. Excuse the personal question, but some of us were... The reporter next to him coughs. Sorry, I just wanted to ask, what is your dog's name? Ollie? But I don't see how that question is relevant to this conference. The reporter nods and sits down, looking a little embarrassed. Yes, I knew! It's always a smart idea to ask about the dogs. I point to another reporter. President Denton, there have been rumors that this was intended to impede Vice President Rayner's progress in the Chinese negotiations. What are your thoughts? That's absurd. Vice President Rayner was temporarily evacuated, but is on her way back to China. The negotiations will continue. You know, this is kind of vague, but it does give a lot of information in like or it seems like it gives a lot of information. I point to another reporter. What can you tell us about any potential leads in the investigation? I can't share that information at this time. I hope you understand. I trust the FBI to do their job. I don't think it'd be useful for me to speculate at this time. I've been told much, but I think it's a terrorist group tied to South Korea. We can't do anything with like all the stuff going on in Asia. I can't do the foreign policy. I can't do South Korea. I haven't been told, but I think it was something acting on I point to another reporter. Sir, the footage of the attack showed significant damage to your limousine, and you were reported to be unconscious when you were pulled out. How do you explain your lack of injuries? I assure him, I'm actually a clone. I don't know how the real president's doing. I assure you I'm fine. That doesn't answer the question, sir. Next. I point to another reporter. President Denton, there have been reports of injuries to others in the motorcade, including Senator Bloom. Do you have any news on their condition? The injured senator has been admitted to the hospital and are being treated. I don't have that information at this time. I point to another reporter. Mr. President, there have been recent complaints coming out of both the Middle East and East Asia about your military adverse policies. Do you think this attack was an attempt to replace you with a more sympathetic vice president? The vice president and I do not disagree on matters of foreign policy. I'm sure we'll all find out in due time. I don't want to speculate at this time. The vice president and I do not disagree on matters of foreign policy. The reporter looks confused but sits back down. Dang it. That might have been bad. There are still plenty of hands up, but I spot Jonas walking out of the wings. Sorry, we just received word that the president is needed for a briefing. No more questions at this time. Thank you, Jonas. Ugh. Jonas quickly escorts me out of the room and into the hallway where Agent Dana is waiting. That was a disaster. What? What was a disaster? What do you mean? Oh my god, Charles, babe! That's my husband. Okay. I look towards the end of the hall to see a man in a white sweater running towards me. The blue scarf around his neck threatens to unwind itself in his hurry. That must be my husband. That's my husband. I saw a picture of him, so I would know that. Kind of. Grab him and hug him. He must have the same idea because he runs into my arms and he wraps our arms around each other. Oh my god, you're okay. You're okay. He buries his face in my shoulder and starts sobbing. I know we've had problems, but I guess Excuse me, I must be going. Mr. Hawkins, I'm sure you have somewhere to be? No, yes, I guess I need to go do a thing. Sorry, Jonas. Lorenzo and I watch him slink off after Agent Dana, glancing back at the two of us as he leaves. Sorry, I guess this was a wake-up call or something. Careful with that, sir. It's always nice to just love your partner. Don't need tragedy to be the thing that keeps you together. I mean, I know there's risks with the job, but I never imagined I could lose you, and now He shrugs against me. I love you. I love you too. He squeezes me again before reluctantly letting me go. Do you have a briefing or something to attend now? I look around. The Secret Service agents are still there, maintaining a respectful distance. I don't see anyone else around. I guess not. Why? Can we just spend some time together? He laughs, and the laugh tinged with bitterness. A little ironic that it takes you almost dying for us to... He shakes his head. Lorenzo takes my hand and squeezes it tightly before leading me up the stairs and into a bedroom. We're barely through the door before his lips are on mine, around my neck, pulling me against him. I think I know what's about to happen. I should have guessed this. A, because it does say that this game has some explicit content, but also, I know the creator. Alright, so to this point, YouTube will not allow me to show what just happened. Although it didn't actually show anything, it was just a lot of text. Which maybe once I get memberships, I can do censored versions, semi-censored versions, less censored than this, of more explicit games like this. But until then, pretty much what happened was they had a very, very passionate time together. It gave Lorenzo a lot of feelings about their relationship. We pretty much just had like a very physically good time. And I think now they're going to start talking about where their relationship is going, which I think is going to have important information for us now. It's like how things used to be before you started burying yourself in your work. And he stops, and his fingers are still. And he sighs. Sorry, this is nice. Okay, so we started taking the job a little bit more seriously, maybe neglecting Lorenzo. I think we started cheating on him with Jonas. I miss this. I just keep thinking back to last night. The entire time today, watching the news coverage, I kept thinking, what if that was the last thing I ever said to you? Ooh, we said regrettable things last night and did not talk this morning. What did you say? Whatever it was damaging enough that I know we would remember it. So I can't ask that. I love you. He's still for a moment. I love you too, but you're trying to avoid the point. Then you bring it up to me. You just tell me what you said, apologize for it, and if there was something that I said, then let me know. He sighs. Sorry, I don't mean to bring this up again, and I know the last time we had this conversation, it's about kids. Oh, that's right. He's ready to have kids and I'm not. We just got upset with each other. But I guess today, when I thought for a moment I'd lost you, actually lost you, it just put things into perspective about us and how I feel about you. For some reason, despite not possessing Charles's memories, I feel a sense of closeness to Lorenzo that seems to extend beyond the normal sexual afterglow. Although, how do I even know what normal is? Despite not remembering any of our past together, it somehow feels right for him to be in my life. If we're having problems, we should talk about them. No, let's talk about it. About us. I can't imagine my life without you. I want to work out any issues we're having. If we're having problems, we should talk about them. We are having problems, babe, and I think your refusal to acknowledge that is part of it. But let me start, I guess, since you offered. Please start. I need information. I guess I look back at the past few years, back to when we first met. We've been growing apart, Charles, and I know it's hard for you to admit, but things have been different between us. Lately, it's been feeling like we're just going through the motions, you know? Like I have this facade to keep up as first gentleman and not even just like lately. Before you even were serious about running, it felt like that spark was gone. 12 years is a long time to be married. Maybe we just settled into our comfortable routine. I don't think it's gone. I can't say that because we've only known you for a minute. 12 years is a long time to be married. It's normal for people to have to put in that extra effort. He's silent, seemingly in thought. Maybe that's part of the problem. It's comfortable for you, but I feel like I need more. Then tell me, what more do you need? What can we do? What can the real Charles do? Just get it out right now. There's a chance we might need to take over permanently. Like, I know you're, well, emotionless isn't the right word. Ooh, harsh. Don't say it then. But I know you love me and everything. You don't express your feelings, especially lately. It feels like you've been burying yourself in work even more than usual. It's not that I want you to change for me. I just need to feel like I matter to you. And with you being so matter-of-factual about everything, sometimes I guess I just don't get that. But that's also what I love about you. And I guess that's what the public loved about you too. That's why you got elected. Oh my god. This is so, like, sweet. It's hard because I know that, like, we're pulling on things that we barely know to try and bring him comfort, but still. Remember the first time we went skiing with you? Remember when we adopted Molly? What about the time we spent together campaigning? I'm not sure what you want me to do. Remember the first time we went skiing with you? I remember you fell down a lot. But I also remember how much you didn't want to do it, but you did it for me. Because you knew how crazy I was about it. I guess, yeah, it's been a long time since I've felt that way. Like you were crazy about me or something. When we first brought Jonas in, it felt like an important change, you know? Like it helped us break that rut we were in. Oh, okay, so Jonas is like, we're like a secret throuple. Okay, good, we're not cheating. And it did for a while. You just seemed so excited about sex again and about me, even if it meant there was sometimes 3 of us. But then you were back to your routine, our routine, and it felt like I somehow was getting even less of you because I had to compete with him. Are you jealous of Jonas? No, that's not what I meant, but I see why it came across that way. I don't regret bringing in Jonas because I never doubt the way you feel about me, if that makes any sense. And it truly was a mutual decision. You didn't pressure me at all. But I feel like he just was an attempt at fixing things, and it worked for a bit, but then everything just went back to normal. I guess I'm afraid that right now, with this fear still fresh for both of us, things feel good again. And I'm worried that it won't last, but I still feel really selfish that this is even a problem for me. Why? You want time with your husband. That's not a bad thing. That's a really good thing, especially after 12 years. You're a good husband. You've always cared about me, and I don't ever doubt your feelings for me, but I want to feel that spark again. Tell me what you want me to do. I'll make more time for you. What do you want me to do? I don't know. Which is maybe why this is so hard. I know you like logical steps and solutions. Same. But relationships don't work that way. I can't ask you to be more passionate. And nothing in our relationship is wrong. No, but there doesn't need to be something wrong in your relationship for you to want it to keep growing and improving. But I guess just maybe today made me realize that even if we're in this routine that I wish was different, at least I have you. Maybe that's enough. But enough shouldn't be enough. I'm crazy about you. Enough shouldn't be enough. Well, I guess I'm saying I'll try to make it enough, but I'm glad you think so. Sorry, I guess this wasn't that useful of a talk, but maybe it'll at least make both of us continue to think about this. I'm glad to see politics hasn't changed you, though. You're still authentic, honest. Maybe a little too honest sometimes. I'm a clone. I want to play this again and just let the people in my life know, like, I'm not who you think I am. I'm so sorry. They probably need me for some briefing or something. He nods. They probably do. He looks at me and smiles. But thank you for this. I hope this will happen again, soon. But I understand. He kisses me tenderly and rolls out of bed. As if on cue, there's a knock at the door. Lorenzo disappears into the bathroom while I crack the door open and peer around it. Sorry, sir, but Agent Dana is asking for you. I quickly get dressed and head out into the hallway. Sorry to interrupt. Okay, I was expecting this anyway. A strange sense of dread settles over me as I follow him down the stairs. Agent Dana is waiting near the elevator. She nods at the two of us as we approach. I have something we must discuss about the attack, Mr. President. Private? I'll leave you two alone then. Jonas walks off while I pile into the elevator with Agent Dana and a couple of Secret Service agents. Their presence somehow only makes me feel even more nervous. We end up in the same underground hallway as before. The Secret Service agents stand and wait at the elevator while I follow Agent Dana into the hallway. The doctor in charge of your program has expressed some concern about you after your performance today. I follow her into a familiar hospital room. She closed the door behind me. You might want to sit down for this. A sense of dread grows into a paralyzing fear, and I catch myself staring at the closed door, wondering if I can make my way past her. You're going to kill me. You don't need me anymore, so now you're going to kill me. No! She stops, seemingly having surprised even herself with her outburst. No, this would have been easier if you had President Denton's memories, but let me try to explain. The cloning program was designed to produce clones that have an expiration date. It started out as an unforeseen side effect of the rapid aging process, but was deemed to be a desirable quality. Oh, so I'm aging quickly. I'm sure you can understand why having two Charles walking around would be problematic at best. And you were intended only as a short-term replacement for the president, not a permanent one. However, given there are already issues in the process, whereas memories were not properly implanted and the doctors aren't sure how your body will degrade, and whether that will take less time than the expected 48 hours. I only have 2 days? We think it best that you stay here until your time's up, as no one's sure how your body will deteriorate. It would avoid any issue with the press. I understand. Please help me, I don't want to die. Take her hostage and force my way out. How do we want to play this? I'm not sure we have a lot of options. I don't want to die. She stares at me in silence for a few moments. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. You simply weren't designed to... She stops, staring at me for a second. Excuse me, I'll return. She leaves, locking the door behind her as I sit in the bed and stare at the wall. After what feels like hours, the door clicks open, and as Dana walks through, I find myself staring at myself. Oh. Seems only fair you two meet. We stare at each other, neither willing to speak for a long time. I'm sorry. I know that doesn't help, but let me try to explain. I When I became president, one of the top secret projects that came to my attention was an attempt to clone someone and age them to the same age as the original donor. It was pitched as a military tool. Can you imagine planting perfect copies of foreign agents in their governments, gathering information and then returning with it? But that application was terrifying to me. I knew spying was part of the duties of the government, but creating someone for that purpose... I was ready to shut the program down, but the science behind it fascinated me. And I thought, if instead the person could consent to the procedure and understand subsequently why they were there, it would be okay. The only reasonable candidate were myself, a select number of agents, such as Special Agent Dana. Dana, you holding that on me, girl? After all, it was top secret, but I didn't feel right making the decision for anyone else, or letting them make that decision. So the only person I thought made sense was me. I still feel like I needed to justify it somehow. So what about continuity of government? In cases where I was alive and well, but where the public or the press might question my fitness. It never occurred to me that there could be issues, that you could wake up without those memories and the knowledge of why, or that you'd be afraid to die afterward, which seems so obvious to me now. But I was blinded by my fascination. But thank you for your performance today and for everything you've done. I know now this was a mistake, and I'll fix that mistake. You're the first and you'll be the last. I don't have the right to bring life into the world like this, even if it's me. He falls silent again. Thank you. And I understand. He nods. But I slip the ring off my finger and hand it to him. Know how much Lorenzo loves you. Us. Make things right with him. He takes it from me, staring at it before quickly slipping it on his finger. I will. I'd like to be left alone now. Of course. And you should rest, Mr. President. I watch them leave together before lying back on the bed. Soon, I feel my heartbeat become erratic and my vision starts blurring. Then the world goes black. I know there's been some speculation about President Denton's condition over the past few days following the medical issue following his press conference. However, he has been declared well enough today to resume his duties. He is here to address all of you. President? Thank you, Jonas. I wanted to address the speculation and rumors about my recovery and subsequent medical issues that occurred hours after the attack. The truth is, I was injured in the attack. A dedicated team of surgeons and doctors worked furiously to save my life. The person who spoke 2 days ago at the press conference was a clone of myself, intended to serve as temporary replacement in events where I was temporarily incapacitated. The room is suddenly full of voices, seemingly yelling over each other. Please, let me finish. I'll take all questions shortly. I know this may seem like something out of science fiction, but the program was started by the previous administration. As a man of science myself, I found the idea interesting, and I authorized its continuance as well as the potential for its use in events such as this one. However, there were issues with the process. It did not go as planned. The result, he helped me realize this was an unethical line of research. I take responsibility for any decisions around the program, and I realize how this was a mistake. So today, I ordered the program to be discontinued. I will now take questions. Mr. President! President Denton! You helped change Charles's mind. And oh, what ending was that? There are 6 endings. You helped change Charles's mind. Okay. Oh, that was so good. I want to play more of this. I don't know what the other 5 endings could possibly be. I'm really curious to take like the ending where I just say that I'm a clone. Or maybe just tell people in private that I'm a clone. Or address the public that I'm a clone. Or take her hostage and see if there's a way that I survive. Oh, this was so good. Okay, this might be a new short-term series that we're doing on the channel. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave a like. Comment below what you thought about this. Good golly. Also, comment if once I get memberships up and running, if you would like me to have less censored but still YouTube acceptable videos for my members specifically. We're a very family-friendly channel here. But I think if my members were up for it, seeing games like this that have a little bit more explicit scenes, nothing visual, but just something a little bit more spicy, if you'd want to see that in some members only, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or if you're not new and just haven't subscribed yet, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!